Shalom, shalom, everyone. I hope this day finds you well and healthy and at peace. And so I just wanted to come to you. Just finished mowing the grass, got cleaned up, and come in here and labeled my barbecue sauce. This is my recipe. I've been making my barbecue sauce for years, usually with tomato paste as a base and vinegar and brown sugar, molasses. This year I changed it up a little bit, and this is fantastic, but I always put the same seasonings in it. This year I changed it up a little bit. I made it fresh from tomatoes from our garden. So it was 20 cups of tomatoes blended. So it was a huge bowl of tomatoes. And it was yellow and red and Cherokee purple, all of it together in one. And I blended them up into a puree, put it in the pot, cooked it down for probably about an hour or so until it was almost half of the volume. But also, to the tomatoes, I added a couple pureed sweet peppers and a couple pureed onions, and about a handful of garlic cloves. Pureed those up, popped them in there, and with the tomatoes, and cooked them all down together. Sorry, I didn't mean to forget those at the beginning. So I did put all those in together, pureed them, and put that. So that was a little different, but I wanted some extra vegetables in there. So I put those in there and cooked them down with the tomatoes until it's reduced to half. And I used a really large, usually the kettle that I use for water barbecue, which is stainless steel. And I used that to cook them down in. So to that, once they cooked down, that's when I started adding my seasonings in. It was a lot. I mean, it made 16 pies. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And I did not strain it. You can strain it if you want to, but I didn't strain it. But it turned out really beautiful. So to that, I added a quarter cup of onion powder, a quarter cup of garlic powder, and 2 tablespoons of celery seed, 1 tablespoon of allspice. I added a cup and a half of molasses, and 4 cups of sugar. Now you can adjust that as you want to, based on your preferences. A lot of people don't use sugar. I use raw cane sugar. So adjust that to your preferences. But the 2 secret ingredients that I use that a lot of people don't think to put in barbecue sauce, but it is spectacular: cloves and cinnamon. So I put about 2 tablespoons of cloves in there, or you can smell it and taste it and adjust to your preferences. A quarter cup of cinnamon. Now you can also drop the sticks in there and just boil the sticks in there, so that would adjust your ratio. But cloves and cinnamon have a really fantastic flavor in the barbecue sauce, and that is one of the things that my family loves. So those are my 2 secret ingredients to my barbecue sauce, and you can add those 2 ingredients on. I don't follow a recipe. I used to, but I don't anymore. I just kind of throw it together and smell and taste and see what it tastes like. So now you can I also added vinegar. Let's see, which ones? I used the seasoned vinegar, this one, seasoned rice vinegar, this one right here, about a cup of that one. I used about 2 cups of this organic balsamic vinegar. I like this one. It's very tart too, so it also helps bring the acidity up. And I used about a quarter cup of I used about a quarter cup of coconut aminos. I used about a quarter cup of coconut aminos, and yeah, I think that's it. So that's what I used. I also added a quarter cup of apple cider vinegar, because the tomatoes are, for the most part, they are pretty acidic, so you don't need to add a whole lot to increase the acidity in there. But I did add some of those vinegars just for the flavor boost that they give it. And the coconut aminos obviously would be a really good replacement for Worcestershire sauce, which we don't use. Read those ingredients. And so yeah, that's my general recipe, and I just kind of threw in approximates for the amounts of the ingredients that I use, because I don't measure. I just dump, smell, taste a little bit more. So those are approximate measurements, but that's what I use. And cloves and cinnamon can be layered over top of just about any barbecue recipe, except for one that is heavy mustard. I don't think I would put that in that one. Also use mustard powder. So that was 2 tablespoons of dry mustard powder. So this is kind of all over the place, isn't it? But those are my ingredients and approximate measurements to make this beautiful, beautiful barbecue sauce. And I mean, look at that. And you can strain it out. I do have a colander. As you can see, I have a 16 right here. And I know you're not supposed to stack them on top of each other, but if it goes bad, it's going to pop the lid is going to, it's going to, you'll see, okay? And actually, most of the time you'll hear it. We've always done this, and I don't have room to set them out single layer. So if that irritates you because you're a stickler for, you've got to do it this way, you've got to, well, so sorry, I don't have room for that. I do it the way I have room for. So sorry, not sorry. So that is 2 of my secret ingredients I use for my barbecue sauce, and it is loved by everyone who tastes it. So if you give that a try, adding that to whatever recipe you use, like I said, unless it's a heavy mustard based barbecue sauce, then drop me a comment down below and let me know how it went and how much you like it, because I know you're gonna love it, because unless you're allergic. But cinnamon and cloves are just wonderful layered over a barbecue sauce, and just the aroma and the smell and the taste, it just is absolutely wonderful. So I highly recommend that you use my 2 secret ingredients and add those to yours and give them a try. I mean, I would obviously try it in a small batch first before I did the whole batch. That's just wisdom, because you may not like it. I don't know why you wouldn't, but you may not like it. But you know, if you do, then you can add it to the larger batch. But yeah, it's oh, I also added some hot sauce in there, some of our homemade hot sauce from our peppers from our garden, so those are in there also. But it's not really spicy. It's a very I also used chili peppers, probably about a cup of chili peppers blended into a powder. That is a lot of peppers, but it really is not spicy hot. It is not, I can't taste the peppers at all. There's no heat when I taste it. And if you're not aware, sweet will counteract the heat. So it just has the flavor of those. I do apologize for seeming scatterbrained through this this video that I posted. I was trying to remember the ingredients, so I was having to pull the dregs of my memory out, and this was just yesterday that I made it, so it wasn't today. It was really fresh in my memory. So I was trying to remember the ingredients, and so I was like, you know, having to delve the processes of my brain and remember. I don't just remember like, okay, this is what I put in it. It's a video that plays in my mind that this is. So I literally was playing the video in my mind as I was making it. Anyway, I have put the ingredients down into a recipe card and put it on the website. So you can head on over there. The link will be in the description if you want to print it off and give it a try. The cinnamon and the clove, those are my 2 secret ingredients, and you can layer those on just about any barbecue sauce and it will be amazing. So, and you know, you don't have to do things exactly by the recipe. You can add ingredients, you can take ingredients out. So, you know, you don't have to follow a recipe exactly to the T. You can adjust it for your taste. And as long as it's not like a bulk item, like pulling out the 2 sweet peppers that were pureed and the onion that was pureed, if you pull something like that out, you're going to have to put something else back in. So whether that be just more pureed tomatoes or what have you, but for most part, you can adjust recipes to fit your taste. And that's part of the fun in the kitchen, is just experimenting and seeing what you like and changing recipes and making them your own, because what I like you may not like, and what your best friend likes you may not like, what your husband likes you may not like, and you know, it happens even in families. So I just encourage you to experiment with different flavors and combining the different flavors and adding layers of flavor, because that is so amazing when you're cooking, to just experiment with the flavors. It doesn't have to be consistently, oh well, for a dill pickle you have to put dill pickle, you have to put dill seeds, you have to put vinegar, you have to put sugar, you have to put, no, you can put other things in there and experiment with the recipes. So and you know, you can taste it as you go. Just make sure you cool it off first so you don't burn your mouth. But yeah, I really encourage you to not be so stuck to needing a recipe. Now I do recommend you follow canning guides as far as how much you need to can, and for how long do they need to be processed, that kind of thing. So that's all for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you give this a try. If you do, drop in the comments what you think about it. And Yahuah bless you and keep you and give you shalom. Until next time, Yah bless.